Alright, so this part was still me, still talking, still at the same spot, but talking about how I had a weird dream about the extent of like your memory on what you think, and like it was like heaven or hell. It was like one of the parts in my dream was like the gondola, and that was supposed to be the horror creature with no history of what that means. And then it was like when you look at something like what's that one sea movie that has that creature that like kind of is like the octopus and it has the tails at the end. and then and then I was like, it looks like this, like I'm trying to telegraph the like Maleficent squid lady. Then the next one was like how that the creature of what it was kind of a bit different. And then I was looking at, there's like the heaven version, which was Hercules, and then Hercules on the mural of what was on the the thing was like all kinds of like clouds and stuff. But when it was the gondola, it was like all purpley and like that, and it was like the vision of like a grandparent or somebody who's passed away looking at it, and it was kind of like out of memory of how fascinated they were of how vast it was when looking at it. So it was different. It was ominous and had the look of all these purple slithers and serpents. I'm gonna go with to stay traditional, just on the mural and all dark with gold growling. And that's kind of what I was trying to envision. But I'm trying to use some ninjutsu in my art style to show that, I'm not necessarily talking about what I'm talking about in front of me, but extending the imagination so we can see the same panel of what I'm seeing right here as we talk. And if you can see what the effect that I'm trying to show, then that's kind of what's normal. I hope you know that, by myself doing the pet peeves and just trying to, well, it's still my appreciation to, well, my favorite, this is the same time that I did the, that I was watching Gibby's, vegetables. So that was a good one. Not that I'd turn myself to do that, but it's just, not getting much of an effect from there, and that was a really good one. And hey, sorry about that. But whenever I'm watching stuff like that, it's like constantly talking, and I wanted to share like everything that I learned that I feel that I would want a follower to learn, like about habits and stuff. Because I was like, is thrifting for jeans worth it? And then I said, if you could go 300 down the line and it had a half sell through rate, or even if you were to consider a year, then you do the profit of 10 because it costs $9.20 to ship, and then you would have the item, and then it'd be like 20s and ups. So you'd have like 10 times the amount of items, which could be up to 3,000, and then that could really save you for the amount of time. That's what I was thinking about, and that's really how I saw that. So it was nice, I had gotten a call from supervisor, and then they're helping me out there, and they're getting a new job, and then that was cool. So that they had thought of me to give me a call to forward myself to think that, and like I didn't know if I wanted to go back to the thankful list of all the people that had helped me when I was in hospitalization, because that would be a good one to have. But I'm going to go back to that in a little bit, just so I remember the names, and I'll have the list of, the names that I charity to that. Wink, wink. But I figured it wasn't going to be a problem. But I'm so happy to be back, but it's just, I still feel pain, and it's good that I have it in this more of an archery arm, but on the extent of what other people feel as pain, it's not anything that is worthy to complain about, but it's still my experience, and it still brings me frustration. But I just wanted to thank those kind of people that I, know that I watch, and, wanting to see that there, or that effect, just to see what that was, how that was going about. And that was really cool about what you had said and what you were doing, and I didn't really know how I wanted to spend the time with you to do that, but I just don't know, because you just keep copying me. So I try my best to use my snail ability, to use my osmosis to communicate what I was trying to, and to make that an experience, which may be on the other time when production is years further, that, it's just going to be the lights off, just, a purple boat of a sleeping video, and this is what the sleeping video is going to look like. We're going to try to keep it as good as we can, and maybe we can compete with stuff that is like Gibby ASMR. Shout out to them, and letting them know that, I had watched vegetables, and that I am loyal since vegetables, at least. So that's really cool. I really like that, and that really makes me happy, and yeah, other stuff. I don't know, I feel like I want the rest of the video for you to just be laying, sleeping, enjoying life, and usually I just sleep with the red light bulb on, and I don't really like this, but just, I keep talking about my insecurities, but less of them are going away, because, I pretty much, I have the car taken away if the starter car relay don't work. So, that part is done. And that's frustrating to know that, possibly that there's something that I could fix. But if you're a fan, please leave a message below, and, show your appreciation, so I know who's been watching, and who is interested in that. And then tomorrow's responsibilities are that I'm going to be doing the laundry, and then eating. Well, recently I had, this incident where I got frustrated, and I hit something, and then I was acting bipolar, and now I'm out of a job, so that I was doing at that time, where I just got a call back when I was better, so I was just like seeing if I can file for unemployment, but there's an unemployment office somewhere in town, which I'm gonna look into to see if I can just do that for the time, to just cover that, and then go from there. Then I'll feel better. But cut from that, because, those are just gnats of what I don't want to be thinking about. I just want to use the pink cloud server to, loosen those restrictions, and it'll be better. So we can take some time to meditate and sleep. I just bet a normal person, so I have no idea what the complaint is. But my memory, I really only remember things like Gibby, or there was some certain or just that profile that I really hold on. Not really fast. So it's good way because like where we're pretending that we're like an agent who picks profiles to let's say for that community. And then we create those reactions that is just so sad. Well, that sounds too good to be true right now. So I can't do that. But later on, maybe later on this story. Alright. Like, I was watching Midnight's Kiss last night, and I was like, dang, that movie's pretty good. That was like almost like Francis Wright all over it. My gosh. Probably get scolded for that one, but I thought that was real cool. Stand osmosis. It's pretty much okay. I'll let it slide this side. Too. I'm just glad that we took a demo of what it was like to kind of be sitting here talking about our dreams, doing a demo of what a dream video would look like, and then creating that there, and then hopefully, marginally the video do better, but it's like I know that, so it's just getting the effects of the video as much as I can to do that, and just saying, in osmosis, if there's ever approval or denial of what happens with the character, that you can always use those concept forms or conjectures to make sure that these aren't the way that things exist, if you want to. But if not, I always use that to try to communicate, and that's kind of what I'm going to be displaying, like magician power, so. And alright, the person that, I close that, I'm learning in the class, as you find something that manifests, that, what you say to what you would do to how you would approve it is how you let it implement itself into your reality. And then we're really working on that. So, well, thank you for watching. I hope you have a nice time, that you're sticking with us, and that you really stay connected and happy and sleepy, and then you make some food and all these good things about what you want to do, and that you have mercy on Darian for not having his video to the best that he could possibly want it, and that there was going to be not too much specifics unless I was trying to give to somebody what it was, and that the registration was limited to like 100 subscriptions, several hundred subscriptions to talk about, to make it like a small community. Or there's not significant stuffs about that yet, but if later on, if that's what you wanted to talk about, that we can work on that somehow without really having anything to do, because it just seems that our ideas are staticky with each other, which is okay. So, good night. Good night. Good night. Oh, from this, great job. Alright. So, is there anything else that wanted to be said? Okay. That's good. That's good that got that approval, and I hope that you enjoyed the special letter, or if that's what I had to manifest. That was what was true, which I don't think anybody would deny that. So, good night. Thank you for your approval. If you were allowing the approval in your heart to allow me in your life for this short preaching sermon, and that you didn't want it to stop. And there's just a few things I was gonna do tonight, like get soda, drink the soda, go to bed. But I know it seems fun, but I just feel like it's better to just know that I was gonna post this, and that's where I'm going with that, to do that right now, and then we can work on something else.